One of the most common questions I ever get asked is what irons should I buy? And I'll be honest with you, it's a very difficult question. However, as a very broad answer, I've often recommended ping irons because I don't think you can go far wrong with a good set of ping irons. And that's because they're reliable, they look pretty good, they're modern. Now Ping are bringing out their new lineup, the G425 irons, and I've got a full set to test. I want to see if these are another set that I would recommend to buy. Let's go and find out. Okay, so I've got a full set of the Ping G425 irons here from 4 down to lob wedge. I'm going to hit a few here in the home simulator. First thing I've got to say, these irons look incredible. Ping irons in the last 12 months have really ticked a lot of boxes in the looks department. Sometimes they've experimented with colours and blues and oranges and reds. This year round, it's blacks, it's greys, it's silvers. These irons are super classic. So I'm going to hit a few on the GC Quad with Pro V1s. Now, the G lineup is typically aimed for forgiveness, for consistency across the face, and really for your mid to higher handicapper. Now, what they've done in the G425s is put a weight in the toe and a hidden weight in the heel to help with more forgiveness. Now, you might have seen from the driver video I released, I mentioned how straight and forgiving the driver was. It'll be really interesting to see if that's the case with these irons as well. Price-wise, they're £900 for 7 irons. So they're not the most expensive irons in the world, but they are pretty pricey. And lofts, they're strong. This 7 iron is 30 degrees of loft, the 4 iron is 20.5 degrees of loft, and the pitching wedge is 44.5, just to give you a bit of an idea on loft-wise. So I'm expecting these to go a fairly long way. Finish-wise, Hydro Pearl 2.0 finish. It's supposed to be more resilient, it's supposed to be really good in wet conditions. That'll be interesting to test. Right, let's give these a hit. Behind the golf ball, they're a nice looking G iron. I would say they're a smaller headed G iron that I've seen in the past from toe to heel. Really nice actually. Let's see how they feel. There's a new multi-material badge at the back to help with not only feel but also sound. But let's not waste any time, let's give this a hit. I've got the green out there at like 180. I'm expecting to be hitting these around about that far. That felt really nice. Pretty much 180 bang on the nose, carry, a tiny little push, but nothing to be offended by. 2 things I noticed, felt good, sounded solid. That's off the first hit. Let's hit a few more. Oh, that was close, very close. Oh, that was a bad strike. That'll be interesting because I didn't hit that one well at all. As you can see, I've missed the green by a mile. I lost about, probably about 15 yards of distance there on a really misstruck shot. That's something to note. So I've hit a handful of shots with a 7 iron to start things off. A few things I know. I do like the look of this iron, as I mentioned. I do like the feel, I do like the sound. Very, very promising signs. I also felt like a lot of the shots, similar to the driver that I tested, were very forgiving, did go straight. But I didn't hit every single one of them as sweet as a nut. There was one that I hit very much low from the heel, as you saw from the footage. It moved way off to the right and I lost about 15 yards of distance. That's a big drop off. It is, and you want forgiveness with an iron like this, but just know if you do misstrike it, you are going to see drop offs. Now, what I do notice with irons like this, certainly with strong lofted or forgiving irons, something I've seen in the past is I'm always scared of hot shots. When you absolutely crush one out the middle and suddenly the ball goes much, much further. That's really hard for when you're trying to judge distances. So because I've got a full set, let's do a gapping session from 4 iron all the way down to pitching wedge, just to see if we identify any big gaps that we don't want to see. Very interesting findings. There's 2 gaps I've identified. The first one that worries me is between the pitching wedge and the 9-iron. The pitching wedge was carrying at 131, the 9-iron was carrying at 151. Now, we ideally want 10 to 12 yards. If I had a 140-yard shot, let's say, with this set of clubs, what am I hitting? Like, I have to hit a super soft 9 or absolutely try and blitz a pitching wedge. That's a big concern to me. On the other end of the spectrum, there was a club that I felt like I absolutely crushed and did come out hot, which is the 5-iron. So the 6 to 5-iron, again, there's an 18-yard gap. That's too big. Where the 4-iron, there's only 9 yards gap. But I don't think 6 to 4 is that bad. I think that 5-iron came out a bit hot. This almost backs up some of the concerns I have over strong, lofted power irons. You just got to be careful that you're not leaving yourself in really tricky situations out on the golf course and you just don't have a club to play it with. The last test I want to carry out is testing this Hydro Pearl 2.0 finish. Now apparently the finish on these clubs help move moisture away when the club is wet and when the ball is wet. Why that's important, it helps consistent spin control. So I'm going to test it hitting 5 shots with ball and club dry first. Then, I've been creative with my coffee mug and a squirter. We're going to wet the ball and club and see how much the spin changes. Now I have seen other people do tests like this before, but I've never done it myself. I've got my sand wedge in my hand. Let's go dry first before we move on to wet shots. Okay, ball and the club face has been soaked. Let's see if there's much of a difference. Very interesting test. Before each wet shot, I sprayed the face again, I sprayed the ball again. Results are amazing. Now, I'd normally, with a wet ball, wet face, I would see a drop off in spin and the carry distance could be more inconsistent. What I found with that little test, there was no difference. Spin was the same, ball speed was the same, launch angle was pretty much the same, carry distance was the same. There's something in that. That's a cool little piece of technology that works. Also, just something to touch on, the G425 irons do feature Arcos in the Smart Grip as well. Now, this is great if you play loads of golf because you can sync it to your phone and after your round, it'll give you loads of stats about the game of golf that you've just played. So in summary, are these set of irons good? Well, yes, they are. They're forgiving, they're long, they're straight, they're easy to hit, and in my opinion, they look phenomenal. I think they're very timeless. They definitely look better than the G410s and the G400s from previous generations. But is the performance that much better than G410 and G400? No, not really at all. And if you didn't want to pay top whack, it might be worth looking into the 410s or the 400s. Guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned, lots more to come. We'll see you soon.